Okay, it's Wednesday, October 18th, 2006, and let's go ahead and take a look at the stocks we've been in and mentioning recently. I've got Siga Technologies on the screen right now. SIGA is the symbol. I've mentioned this one numerous times over the last 2 to 3 days about it being a thinly traded stock, speculative, and that I've been in and out of it and back in, fortunately, yesterday afternoon. We're looking at a weekly time frame right now, and obviously we've got this beautiful big green candle. Today, the stock had some kind of news. I did not even read it. Not interested in the news. I'm interested in taking profits when I see a stock gapping up like this. I got back from the gym this morning and saw the stock right about here, right as it was testing the daily VWAP. And we're looking at a tick chart. This allows me to look at pre and post market activity in a stock. And that occurred at about, I forget what time it was, but I think it was about 9:05 or so Eastern. And I looked at my P&L thinking there must have been a mistake. No mistake. These guys got some news, so I immediately sold about 80% of my position into that strength, and I sold the rest of it, just below, well, on a little bit on this rally, and then just below $5 level as well. So I'm 100% completely out of SIGA. It was a great trade. It was a trade, and that's it. So it's time to move on. Hopefully you guys got involved in that and made some of those profits as well. Some of the other stocks we've been mentioning are first on the short side is this CHRW is breaking down beautifully. It's nice to see again these lower highs. It's been it broke that support yesterday, and I said now it really looks like it's starting to pick up on the downside and looking for this to continue to break down towards about $40. I thought that puts were probably the better way to trade this, so hopefully some of you are in that as well. And again, I wasn't giving any specific recommendations, and I think that's probably going to be the better way to do that on these shorts, because if you look at this, I would have had it stopped out right over in here. Same thing with the next stock, which is Conor Medical, CONR. Yesterday we got short this stock, or 2 days ago, at 24.80 after the 24 open was attained. We trailed our stop down and got stopped out of it here today. So this CONR, this initial strength in the stock shook me out. So, but the stock continues to get hit hard. So this is why, shorting stocks and holding them overnight is a dangerous. It's not so much that it's dangerous, but there's all kinds of nonsense, early on in the morning as people try to manipulate the stock higher to entice people into buying it and thinking that, hey, this is a good stock, when in fact it's a piece of garbage which is dropping quickly. But it's not a piece of garbage if you're short. It's a beautiful thing. We were also involved in ALTI. Yesterday we got involved at about $3.80 after it showed a little initial shakeout and then the strength right here. And I suggested that you put your stop at about $3.70. So the risk was a dime in ALTI, and we got stopped out for that amount. KCI was a short sale from yesterday as well. We got in at 32.65. I said put your stop at 36.85. So out with a loss of 20 cents in KCI. Stopped out of the long side trade from last night. QLTI. QLTI suggested getting in if the stock pulled back below 805. I'm sorry, if the stock pulled back below 8, which it did early on, you can see that right here, to buy it above 805, and then to place stops at 789. So stopped out of that with a loss of about 16 cents. And then we had NRPH on the long side yesterday, last night rather, that I had mentioned. And what we're looking back for in there was a pullback to 46.35. The low today was 46.31. So we did get that pullback. And then we were going to buy it on strength above 46.70. 46.70 occurred right here. So this is where you should have been in with your stop then at 46.25. Clearly that hasn't occurred. We had some nice big volume coming into the stock late in the day, and excuse me, and it closed, got a little bit of a pullback, but the big volume was on the way up. Right now, I'd say put your stop at, let's not say break even quite yet, but let's take this little low right here and say, let's put our stop at about 46.48 for a theoretical risk of about 22 cents in NRPH. FormFactor, FORM, was mentioned as a short sale candidate last night. What we were looking for in this stock was first a rally, and that rally was hopefully hopefully going to take us up to up to $43.85. You can see it gapped up, and then it came back down. So we were then going to get involved as the stock broke below $43.60. That occurred right there at that point. So this is where you should have been short the stock, and it fell beautifully right down to our target of 42 bucks a share, almost, you know, straight down to that level. So this trade should have been covered with a gain of about $1.65 on FormFactor, so nice trade in there. And finally, the thinly traded stock I had mentioned yesterday was CRIS. I was looking for a pullback to 155 and then to buy it above 158. Stock looks like it's acting well. I would say put your stop now at about $1.53, and that'll do it.